Hi, my name is katsimdu, and today we're building a small classic cottage in The Sims 4. Um, I really wanted to go with a brick and wood theme, so just trying to figure out which one works for me. I decided to go with the one from Get Together. That one's really nice, except I really don't like that the only thing you can change is the trim. Like, I feel like you should also be able to change the stone, but that's just me. um, so just doing some roofing here. I go with a different shade of roof than I normally do. We'll see that later. I ended up going with a small door from Laundry Day Stuff because it had the hinges and seemed like it was fairly older looking. And then I'm just gonna try to pick some windows. Yeah, I want to go with the stone ones, but there's really only like one stone window and it's curved on the top, which just doesn't fit a lot of houses. I feel like just because you're a stone house doesn't mean you need to have a curved window on top. And I end up going with those ones. They're big, but not super modern looking. Like, they're pretty simple. I was gonna go with those base game ones, but these ones I just liked the color because they matched the trim, because they're also from Get Together. There's lots of Get Together stuff in this house, so if you have Get Together, that is good. um, yeah, so just finishing off the windows there. I don't know, it's just like some of the windows are just like too big or not a good size. I don't know, too big, too small. So I realized when looking over top that it's gonna have a kind of weird layout. So I had to adjust where I put the windows. And so my theory is that the front part is going to be like a foyer or a front hall, which you enter first and then you go into the rest of the house. And then that's where you'd like take off your shoes and like hang up your coat and stuff. And just a dark archway there. There's lots of like dark wood accents in this house because I feel like that goes with the older classic cottage feel. And that is the color of the roof I chose. It's green. It's such like a cottagey thing to me, like the green roof and the yellow door. It doesn't really make sense aesthetically, but it's good. I also was tempted to put those stone columns as the fence on the deck, but they just do not look good at all. And I go for a simpler one, kind of nice, but still simple. So getting in that dark wood floor, I was going to do wood floors in the kitchen, but then I realized that I could just put stone floors and have the same ones in the bathroom and the kitchen. So that was pretty good. And then just putting in some lighting here. Gotta make it bright enough to see what the colors actually are. I really wanted to put a stone wall in there somewhere, so I do it at the front and I just carry in the outer wall to make it seem like they expanded on to the original infrastructure. Yeah, and I wanted to go with like, again, like dark woods. That was too dark for me, so I go with a yellow one of that in the bedroom. And I wanted to do paneling, but that's just like super 70s and not the look I was going for. I definitely wanted to do like tile, but all the tiles are just so weird. They look so weird. So I just choose the one that I most often do from Parenthood because it's just like so simple, and it has the wood too, which goes in with the living room. Now we're into decorating the kitchen, which is actually pretty small. I did not realize how small it was going to be when I built the house. I tend to make things too big, so I was trying to make things, an okay size, but this might have been too small, but I think it still works. So, you can always drag it out a bit, expand it a bit, but cottages tend to have fairly small kitchens because you're not there all the time and it's like simple living. And I just make the two like little vintage appliances there. Man, carrying the that green is such a cottagey color for me. I like to use these chairs when creating a more vintage retro feel because they seem like kind of worn and kind of out of style right now, not so modern, and I do them two different colors usually. or all different colors to make it seem like, oh, you just like found the chair, or like it's been repainted over the years. So yeah. Yeah, just tucking to the corner there. So hopefully your sim will be able to use it. I think so. And I added that measuring scale, which I've literally never used, but I thought it fit in with the antique stove and the kind of overall look of the house, having things that were slightly old-fashioned and just matching in the green cupboards on top. Yeah, it's a small kitchen, but I I think it works. Like, I think it's functional. I do get a garbage can in there eventually. And I just wanted to add a really base game, kind of ugly light. Like, it's nice in that it's so outdated and it has the green, which ties into that. And I love those rugs. I just saw those pictures and I was like, we could have pictures in the front hall of like old people and the past. And I think it's a great use of space having those there rather than having the living room be full of pictures. And that picture, I decided to put just this really tiny picture on that wall. I was gonna do a bigger one, but no. I really like how that is the focal point of the wall and it's the only thing on there. Personally, it might be a little weird, but I like that. And just adding in utensils, kitchen basics, nothing too fancy. So the kitchen is done, and now we're just gonna move on to the bathroom. I choose that toilet with the wooden seat because having the brown wooden seat is just an old look. Like, you have to admit it, even if you have one, you have to admit that that's just such an old look. And yeah, so putting that old sink there, and of course they need to have some green. Yeah, so the bathroom is basically done. I'm trying to find a painting and I scale it down to make it fit in with the one in the kitchen. And just putting those lights there, they just scream grandma to me. And there's the garbage can, yes, tucked in there. I just wanted to get the bed for the bedroom. First, we come back to it later, but I just wanted to make sure that I knew which bed I was going to go with so I could kind of make the color scheme for the living room. And I just moved the window there because I did not want the bed frame to go over the window. I don't think that is a look. Yeah, so no. And I was gonna try to put a rug in there, but then instead I find this rug from Get Famous that I was like, that would be perfect to put in the front hall because it's all worn and people take their shoes off there. Theoretically, everyone wears shoes in The Sims, but but if they did have to take off their shoes, they would take them off there. So just choosing this antique couch. I was gonna go with the brown. I might go with the brown, like in a different build, but I just thought green has been a color scheme in this entire house, so why not continue it through, right? Yeah, I just needed to get the deck situated, and we're gonna add a little desk there so that they can potentially do some actual work there in their cottage. I didn't give them a computer because for this being a cottage, I don't think many people have computers in their cottages, at least not for any people I know do. Yeah, and I was trying to put a bookshelf in there and I only managed to put the tiny one on the wall, and I just make it brown to fit in with the oh so lovely multitude of brown tones in this home. Again, just little sunflowers to look at while you're working, and that reef there, it's homey. Then I realized that I could just put some flowers in the front hall, make it look like it's kind of a semi-greenhouse. And I actually put a dresser there. It fits perfectly, and my thought process is you could leave your winter paraphernalia in there and your summer paraphernalia in there, like gloves and stuff. You know, some extra storage, and also because I don't have a dresser in the bedroom, but it's your cottage, right? You'll be fine. And another small painting. Yeah, just continue with those lights. They frame everything I can make them frame, and that wicker rug from Laundry Day, actually pretty nice, and I think wicker is definitely a cottage staple wherever you are, at least in Canada. It is everywhere. Like in older cottages, maybe not newer ones. The newer ones would have the plastic fake wicker. Just putting some greenery on the outside and making it that greeny color to tie in with the roof. And now into the bedroom where it has the largest painting of them all. And that's originally where I was going to put the dresser, but I was like, no, we'll put a mirror and a chair because you sit down and get ready. It'll be great. Just putting some shelving there. You know, I didn't fill it, you can fill it. And some herbs in the kitchen because cottages feel very natural to me. And that little coat hook with the hat is just so cottagey that I love it. It's so simple, but so nice to have. I put that little basket, it's like a summer basket, which makes sense, you know, you'd have it at the front, you know, you don't want it too inaccessible. And then that produce thing, I put it underneath the table to make it seem like the circular top is being held up by it, which I thought was pretty cool. So onto landscaping, it's very simple, very basic. I didn't go too crazy. Just making a path to the front because I feel like cement isn't a super cottagey thing, at least not where I have seen cottages. Whenever I put trees, I like to scale down one and then put another one beside it to make it seem like one is younger than the other. It just gives that sense of growth that they actually grow. Yeah, so that's about it for landscaping, and now we're just going to go into some screenshots. This is to the left of the front hall where you enter, and that's through the archway, just looking at the desk and the bookshelf, and from the living room looking at the front hall with that little coat hook. And a pretty barren living room, but it shows, you know, you're not here all the time, you're gonna have some things that you bring with you. And a pretty basic bathroom. I like it a lot, actually. And the kitchen, which I just love kitchens because they feel so cozy. And a bedroom, again, kind of empty, but, you know, it's a temporary living space, you're not there all the time. And just one final screenshot of the exterior of this small classic cottage. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment below what you think about the house, and the house will be on the gallery under the username katsimdu, same as here on YouTube. It is only in recording my voice that I realized how Canadian I sound. It is so weird. Anyway, I've been Kathleen, and I will see you next time.